Good afternoon, everybody. Wee Paddy from across the shuck, and sorry there hasn't been many videos. I'm going to be really honest. I find the Queen passing away more emotional than I thought I would have done, and I've just been glued to the TV. I couldn't stop myself watching everything about it. I sat the whole day yesterday and watched the funeral, from morning till just after tea time. So it's been one of them weeks. I'm sorry. I've people to catch up to. I have a flashlight to send out. I need to try and find the bloke's name again because I've forgotten it. And I'll get that sent out this week, promise. And what else have I done? Well, I've done a podcast later on last night. We had a podcast with the boys. That should be up later on this week. And I just fancied getting started back into it again and showing off one of my new, look at that, beautiful Swiss Army knives with that incredible, the shield, two shields, if you like. You've got the Swiss Army shield, and then you have, look at that. Isn't that just fun? Look at the detail in that. I don't know where it's an old Ford or something. I'm sure I did see what it was somewhere, but it's just beautifully inlaid into that scale. These are stainless steel. They couldn't really do it nickel silver because it would have, tarnished and gone off as nickel silver does over time. Because this is a fair, I don't think it's very old, maybe 70s or 80s, 80s probably, but really nice knife. I just enjoy this. It's called the Grand Prix, and I'm not sure why it's called the Grand Prix, other than the fact that it's got what could have been another, an old sports car, because the tools don't relate to the name, which is I'm starting to find is quite common with Swiss Army knives. But I'll just run you through it because it's a fantastic knife in itself. So what I've got in the back is my first one of these. This is the quarter round Phillips screwdriver, but it also has, you can see that slit down the middle there. Yeah, you can see it there. That's for opening the old bully beef cans that you put the little bit of metal in there and then you twist it and open the can. Fantastic. I can remember that. Anyway, I used them regularly, sadly. So I'm saying 70s or 80s. It could be. The nice thing I do like in here, which, again, I'm not sure how it relates, but look at that technician screwdriver. Maybe that's to do with mechanics, but I don't know many little screwdrivers that you would use maintaining a car, but you could do. I have no real knowledge of cars. Beautiful oil, really lovely, tapered on both sides. Just a real good little puncher oil. Absolutely love it. You have the toothpick and tweezers. And now let's go through the front scales. You have the usual opening. You have your can opener and 2D Phillips. You have a flathead and you have a bottle opener. And then you have a beautiful pair of 91mm scissors. I think there's 91 these are. Anyway, beautiful big pair of scissors on them. Fantastic as usual. You have then a small pen blade. You have a large spear point. And the one thing that I think it's the only thing that's really that I would say has to do with mechanicking is this beautiful big file. Now, these sides are not that rough. This is fantastic for doing your nails. It really removes material. But on the edge, let you see the edge there. Can you see that? That's a metal file, supposedly. Haven't used it yet. It's probably something I would only use in aluminium. I don't know how it would go against steel, but it's there. And it's a knife that I just really like the tools on it. They really are nice. They're unusual, but that inlay is just perfection. There's not a gap around it or anything. I'm not sure whether it's heat treated and then put in there, but it is absolutely fantastic. And by heat treated, I mean this could be heated up. God, it's hard to get out, isn't it? This could be heated up and then press fit into a plastic scale. Not sure how they do that. If anybody knows, please let me know. But a lovely knife, and I'm just going to check the size now while I'm here. And it's only it's a 4-layer, so it's, I would still carry a 4-layer in my pocket. Now, normally a 4-layer, I like to have the wee ring in the end so I can clip it and hold it up. This one doesn't have the wee ring. So this is, let me get round to the millimeters. This is, I think it's 91 millimeters. So what it's done though, it's given me a path. I just bought a whole stack of Swiss Army knives over a very short period of time, and now I'm starting to get down to what I want. And what I want is the more older versions, but I'm going to try collecting. I don't know how many of these they do, knives that have got the stainless steel, inlay of some sort in here. I have one more that I already had in my collection, which is the fisherman's knife, and you have that. There we go. That lovely little fish on there with scales. Again, the detail of them and how they put them in is absolutely, you can feel that it's metal because it's cold on the plastic, but it's just fantastically done. But then again, even when they're doing their shields, they're just fantastic. This is in stainless steel as well, so that they match. I absolutely love it. So I think what I'm going to try and do is start collecting the whole, if I can get the whole series of knives that had these in. Again, I've no, maybe if Swiss Army Grizz is in there, he's the sort of fella that would know that. Or Dan, even. I haven't asked Dan that either. This was a gift from Dan. So, I mean, what a lovely gift to get from Dan. And I really am so chuffed with that. The Grand Prix, this is the Fisherman. This has the pliers and the de-hooker, tool on there. No scissors. Which for a fisherman's knife, I probably would have rather had scissors than the pliers. But if you're going to be using hooks with barbs on them, the pliers is handy. I tend to use now, when I was fishing, it's quite a few years ago now, but I was using barbless hooks, so I was only fishing for trout, usually river trout, which I loved. It was just a great day out, walking up a river. So I probably would have prepared scissors for cutting line and things like that, but on my fishing vest, I would have had a pair of scissors anyway. So, but they're two beautiful knives. I love these little elms. I can imagine these up on a, on a board with all the different inlays that they do. So if anybody does, let me know what they are. So that's what I've got to show you. Again, it's opened another avenue within Swiss Army knives that I didn't have. I'm enjoying having these knives with all the tools, because if I've got something to do, I've got so many now that I can pick specific tools to take with me. Do you know what I mean? I can either put it in a belt or I can suspend it on a loop. As long as I've got the key ring on it, you can suspend it on a loop. But they're now becoming useful tools that I'm starting to use. Would you believe that? Much like a knife, carry a knife, you'll use it. When you have these, you'll use them. Even just around the house. So really pleased with that. Thank you very much, Dan. That is a little treasure. And I'm going to get Dan to keep an eye out, because Dan over at Blade Bridge is the sack man. You must go to him. Blade Bridge Limited. He does all sacks, mostly second-hand, but some of them are just like new. And you can decide which sort you want and the price you want to pay. But his prices are the keenest, and I mean the keenest around. They really are. And he cleans them all, he sharpens them all before you get them. Fantastic. So there you go. Well done, Dan. Thank you. This is another lovely knife to my collection, and I think it's the sort of thing you could put in a lovely display case, which, I'm going to start looking for these. So take care. Wee Paddy's away to have another look to see what's there, to do another video today. Take care. Bye-bye now.